Hello, everyone. Welcome to your channel, Your Path from BDS to DMD. Thank you so much for your patience. I know it has been a really long time since we met, but I hope you all are happy, healthy, safe, and are really, really enjoying studying. So our today's guest is an amazing person. You may not have heard his name, but I'm sure from the day you started that, okay, I want to take the boards, there's one person, an author whose one particular thing you have definitely read. So please welcome Dr. James Lozier, our guest for today. He goes by Dr. Jim. Dr. Jim graduated from the Georgetown University of Dentistry in 1988, practiced dentistry, and then created that amazing thing which we all love. Guess what? He created the dental decks in 1990. And today, he's back with an amazing new version that we all love. Welcome, 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 Dr. Jim, and thank you so much. We all dearly love you. You may not know all of us, but we all know you. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Jasmine, for having me.
Dr. Jim, would you be kind and tell us a little bit about dental decks and the new fantastic version?
Sure. But the dental decks I developed when I got out of dental school to help students pass their national board exams, part 1 and part 2, and put my heart and soul into it. And about for 25 years, that's what I did. And it was just been a great thing to help all students, international students, the US students, pass their exam, just give them something to be able to have confidence in. If they studied this, they could get through it. And I'm happy to say that I think people have told me that I've helped probably 250,000 students become, dentists and practicing in the United States. So I'm proud of that and humbled by it. And about 7 years ago, there was the rumors about the boards were going to be changing to an integrated national board dental exam. So at that time, my ears kind of perked up, and people were wondering, well, what are you going to do, Dr. Lozier, for that? And I really wasn't sure. However, I decided to go into this endeavor, and this was 7 years ago, to come up with a study product for this integrated national board dental exam, which is much different than the national board part 1 and part 2, which my original product, Dental Decks, was developed for. So for the 7 years, I developed my team. I have a team of professors and educators that I've known for over 30 years. And we put our minds to it and came up with this digital version, because now, as everybody knows, students are studying on their laptop, on their phones, all their mobile devices, where my dental decks were flashcards, paper cards, because
Yes.
I'm a dinosaur. So
am I?
so it was quite a challenge. I partnered with a software partner, and he took care of all the digital side, and I'm responsible for all the content with my educators. And so it's really, I think, very all-inclusive. It's a program that a student can follow and to prepare themselves for this new exam. Because I think the most frightening things to students are that they don't know what to expect now. Everybody hears, oh my God, integrated national board, what are we going to do? So what I've done with this program, this full digital program, is actually show them what it's going to look like when they get to what they call a case-based question or a standalone question. So we're happy to have this product. We launched it at the ADEA conference, where I met you, Dr. Jasmine, in Philadelphia. And some students, students have taken the exam already using the digital dental notes and have been very happy with it. I just got back from the ASDA, American Student Dental Association meeting in Chicago, and had a booth there and talked with so many schools, so many ASDA reps, and people are excited about the new product, as I am.
Thank you, Dr. Jim. So for all our lovely viewers and subscribers, the new name is Digital Dental Notes. And we should
Exactly.
all be thankful to Dr. Jim that now we don't have to carry the big box in our backpacks, or as my mom says, in suitcases.
Right, right, correct.
You can access it anywhere in the world. If you're
Yes,
traveling on the flight, if you're sitting in cafeteria and have some time, you can just browse it. So
yes.
doctor, would you be kind and would you tell us that how should someone start studying with the digital dental notes? Because I think there are two sets of students that, who are our subscribers. One,
Mm.
who are in school and preparing for the national board or the integrated national board. And two,
Yes,
there are dentists who graduated, maybe a decade ago or
yes.
a lot of years ago, who are coming back and want to go back to school. So is there a particular sequence they follow? What is it that they can do to, which will boost their morale and give them confidence?
Dr. Jasmine, what I would recommend, especially for those that have been out, right? Haven't been in the academic environment, to go back and start with the basic sciences, which that it's been so long, because you're going to see with the new integrated national board exam, you're going to be tested on everything, not from first day of dental school till last day of dental school. So I would say to start with the basic sciences, the anatomic sciences, biochem, physio, microbiology, and then progress yourself through to get to the clinical dentistry, since you've been doing that. So that prosthodontics, orthodontics, oral pathology, they should be, in your memory, you do it every day.
Right.
So I would concentrate and start with the basic sciences, those from the first 2 years of our dental education. That's where I would start.
Perfect. That is actually great. So I think to all our viewers who, are listening to this, that's such a great thing which Dr. Jim just said, that the new integrated dental boards is more of a comprehensive exam, which does justice to both the kind of students. One, those have been out of school for a lot of years because they are great clinically, which means that
Exactly.
is your strength. And two, it's the students who are in school, which means the academics part is their strength. So basically, now the platform is so equal that both the students will have to put the equal number of effort.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. And what they say, when they say integrated national board exam, what they're saying, I want to explain to the viewers that now 60% of your exam is going to be standalone questions, very similar to part 1 and part 2. 40%, however, which is a lot, is called case-based questions. So in other words, what my team and I have done, we've come up with 154 cases with over 1,000 case-based questions, which are about those cases. And those people that have been out in the clinical environment, those case questions are going to seem simple. That's just what pretty simple. It's just what you do, right? But it's the standalone questions that they may need to spend more time on, with, whether it be anatomy and physiology, biochem, microbiology, and things of that nature. So the case-based questions may not be as intimidating to them as it might be to a student who's in school right now. So that's you're absolutely right. Now it's kind of like an even playing field, if you will.
Exactly. So I think that's one great thing. And then Dr. Jim, where can either the dentists that are in the country or internationally, or current dental students who are either in the DMD program or the International Advanced Standing program, where can they access and purchase the new digital dental notes? And we will definitely put a description in our description box below, but I want you guys to hear it from Dr. Jim.
Sure. The website is www.cewebinar.com/DDN. My partner is CE Webinar, who hosts the digital dental notes. That's where it's found.
Perfect. And I think one good news for all international dentists is now that it is online, you
Mhm.
don't have to worry about how will it get shipped? How will I
Yes.
access it? Will it come by FedEx or UPS or DHL? I think that's fantastic. So anyone can access, and now the platform is available to you across the globe.
Yes, I think that's huge. And one thing, if I will, would like to stress is what I did and my team did as we developed this product. If everybody that's familiar with a flashcard from the dental decks, on the back of the card, it was packed with information. Well, now I'm not limited by a flashcard anymore. So what I developed is called an e-library, which is amazing. It's 1,800 pages of material that myself and my educators had put together. It's called the e-library, and what's really nice about it, Dr. Jasmine, is when you have a question, and then you flip it over as a flashcard in the digital platform. At the bottom, it'll say if the question related to anatomic sciences, you can click on that link. It will take you to the e-library. It comes right up.
Nice.
So in other words, if you want to review the blood flow to the heart, it's right there. If you want to review the valves of the heart, it's right there. There's 1,800 pages. I really believe that is probably the most amazing thing about this product, other than that it's all inclusive. But this e-library is phenomenal. That, like you said, it's at your fingertips.
Right.
If you can click on it and you can read all you want, you can search it. It's searchable. If you want to search aortic valve, punch it in, and you're in the anatomic sciences. And all of the subjects that are tested and assessed on the exam, orthodontics, prosthodontics, are all in the e-library.
Nice.
So not only do you have the 154 cases with over 1,000 case-based questions and over 2,000 standalone questions, we also have 1,800 pages of review material. So if you love the decks, the dental decks on the back of those cards, now you have you can read it and everything flows perfectly in the library. It's really very cool. And my partners in this, my colleagues and educators, are specialists. I have an oral pathologist, I have an orthodontist, I have a prosthodontist, I have a radiologist, a pharmacologist. So it's all very good material. It's what we feel are highlighted for the exam.
Wow, I absolutely love this because, Dr. Jim, there's one thing which my parents in particular don't like is when you highlight in the books. They are like, no,
Yes.
books need to look crisp throughout. So I think with this new digital dental decks, dental notes, the good thing would be that you literally everything is a click away, and anytime you feel
Yes.
you want to refer back to something, you just go in there. And is there a finder in there where they can just
Yes.
something?
A library, you can search it. And the nice thing, Dr. Jasmine, about if you're come to, it's broken down into decks. There's about, 20 decks, and you just click on it and you break it, and there's like 35 questions.
Nice.
And when you go to answer the question, before you submit it, it says, I am guessing, I'm somewhat sure, or 100% sure.
Oh my God,
Because
I love it.
because that's very important, because you can get done that deck and it'll say, congratulations, you passed 75%. But then when you look at the analytics and it says, but you guessed it 50%, that means that you probably should review this material again. So I think that's fantastic. You can also bookmark. Say I want to come back to this question. You can bookmark it. You can also make your own notes on the side. You can type in whatever you might like, and it stores that for you. And you can go back and look at those notes afterwards.
Wow.
So the amount of information that this whole program can give you is really phenomenal. And I really like the way it's, I'm sure. I mean, I'm totally guessing, I'm somewhat sure, or 100% confident. So I think that's really, really a great aspect. And my software partner, that was his idea, was really good.
Yeah, I absolutely love it because sometimes what happens is I think if our brain gets programmed to prepare for the integrated national board based on the digital dental notes, that it's absolutely okay to guess and then come back to the question. I think
Right.
that prepares us for the actual day of the exam,
Mhm.
unlike having a paper copy.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yes,
That
exactly.
that's
And
really good.
being able to bookmark something and search something instead of fumbling through the cards. I know I did it. I created them. I understood that, but this has been solved.
Nice, nice. And then, Doctor, once we go to your website, so Dr. Jim, we go there, we download the digital dental notes, and then can
Mhm.
we access it at any time? Does it need internet? Could you tell us a little bit more?
It does need internet.
Okay,
It's not downloadable. You go to a certain page each time with a username and password.
great.
The username and pass, yeah, and it's a year subscription, a year, or or until you pass the exam. I'm confident you're going to pass it, but I will also honor it where if you need it for more time, say you couldn't take the exam, whatever the case may be.
Right.
I've been doing this for over 35 years. I'm all about helping the students. I mean, that's where I really, I just, that's in my heart.
Thank you. Thank you. We do dearly see it, because I feel if the integrated national board program has been in the pilot study for the last decade or so,
Right.
and you said you've been working on this project for 7 years, I think that speaks volume about the dedication that you have to help students. You helped us before with the paper version, and now you're helping us with the digital dental notes. So we are very, very thankful to you.
Well, thank you.
Really appreciate it. So I think then, Dr. Jim, to summarize, I think it is okay to say that whether you're currently in school or you're coming
Mhm.
back to school, regardless, it's a great idea to start with basic sciences when studying,
Yes.
and then slowly going towards the clinical.
Yes, I believe so, because like I said, even if you're in school and maybe a third year, or those anatomic sciences have been so long ago, right? Biochem, physio,
Right.
that's where I would start. And if you get to that area and you're good, then move on. As all, and because there's other areas you might say, oh, I'm not so strong here. That's when I would recommend, if you're not so strong in, say, occlusion, then go to the e-library. You can, because you can actually click on the e-library. You don't have to be on a card. You can click on it, go to occlusion and read it. There's probably 10 to 20 pages just on that. So read that just as a review. That's what I would do. I always told students, even with my old product, Dental Decks, if you know it, you know it. Move on to the things that you don't really,
True.
and constant and do that. And as you go through the cards and go through the different decks in the digital dental notes, I always tell students, it's hard. School's hard enough. You get beat up every day in school. When you're studying, I don't want to beat you up.
True.
Look at the question to the best of your ability, answer it, get to the back of the card. That's where the good information is, and bookmark it if you need to come back to it, and just keep going, keep progressing through it.
Nice, nice. And then, Dr. Jim, the other question is, so let's talk now about the students who are not advanced standing, but who are going through a regular DMD or a DDS program.
Mhm.
And they typically start preparing around, let's say, the third year or so.
Right,
Um,
yes.
and I know you did highlight a path for everyone that it could be the same, but how do our DMD and DDS students, how do they become great on the clinical side? Because they possibly may not have the exposure that someone who's already graduated has.
Right. I think the best thing for those students would be, as these case-based questions are in the individual decks.
Mhm.
You can go to those, you'll get to those, bookmark them, bookmark all the case ones, and keep going back to that. I think the most important thing with the case based, they've learned the knowledge to answer that question. but they have to get used to the presentation. There's a case box, like a chief complaint, the medical history. There may be a panorex, there may be an intraoral picture. Not every case has that, but get used to that, just that format, so it's not intimidating.
Nice.
You know, and they'll do fine. It's just they have to get used to looking at those types of questions. And instead, because most students, I think, will look, as soon as they hear case-based, they're like, oh my goodness, there's a patient in front of me. No, there's not a patient in front of you. There's a picture, you know, it could be of the tongue, it could be a panorex. They've seen this. And then there'll be a question on say, the yellow arrow is pointing to tooth number. You know, they know that, but they just have to get used to seeing those types of questions.
Perfect. I think, Dr. Jim, this is very helpful. So I think overall, a great advice that Dr. Jim is giving all of us here is, A, don't panic. B, trust yourself, you know it.
Yes.
C,
Yes.
read the digital dental notes, bookmark what you've done. And the last one is like program yourself as if you're taking an exam. And basically, if you start programming your brain, by the time you reach your exam day, you feel prepared. I mean, you know,
Yes.
you can never be prepared for an exam, but I think that's the same thing, right? Although we all
Yeah.
have 32 teeth, every tooth in everybody's mouth is going to be different.
Right, exactly. And I always would tell students, I've done this since 1990. I would tell students, because they would say they're changing this question, they're changing how they're asking. I always tell the students, if you know the material, they can ask it any way they want. You'll know it. So don't panic. And you're absolutely right, Dr. Jasmine. I know it's hard because, you know, taking an exam, but don't panic. Tell yourself, I've been there. Teeth are teeth. The blood flow to the heart hasn't changed.
Correct.
And, you know, the pancreas is still the pancreas. And that's the way you have to think. And that will settle your brain down. Then you just take a deep breath. Know that you've done the work. Know that you've gone through the digital dental notes. And I'm not letting you down. You're going to go through it, and it gives you confidence. And that was the biggest thing when I developed this, and me and my team, is I wanted to create the case-based questions just like you're going to see as far as the layout. So there's nothing foreign, because the worst thing you can do is, you know, when you start an exam, you're like, oh boy, I never saw this before. No, you've seen it. It's a patient box, chief complaint, medical history. So I think you're totally right. It's not the panic. You know, the teeth are still the teeth. They haven't changed, and they'll do fine.
Perfect. So, and Dr. Jim, this is, maybe it's not possibly a digital dental notes question, but you have abundance of experience. So I really can't wait but ask you this question. So this is a very typical question I get asked is, how long do I take to prepare? And my answer is, it depends on every person. But then, you know, what would you suggest people? I always tell them, put a timeline on yourself, but at the same time, don't get succumbed to pressure.
Right. I would advise somebody 6 months. 6 months, I think,
Yes.
is doable. Some people are good under pressure, and they can do it in a month. I wasn't one of them in school. I had to prepare 2 weeks, 3 weeks before exams, you know, but I knew I was prepared when I got there. But I would say, you know, I would say 6 months, and do it religiously. Do it, you know, devote, just like if you were going to take a class, say from 6 to 7, I'm going to review it, and just make it part of the routine. I think if you wait too long, your anxiety gets the best of you as well.
That is true.
You know, so I that's what I would say. I would say 6 months is a good time frame. And if you're, like I said, but if you're strong in certain subjects, don't waste your time on that.
Nice. So I think it's consistency, persistence, and discipline. These are the three
Yes.
we all need to. So if you're going to study, put at least half an hour every day, but put that religiously every single day.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, 100% right.
All right, Dr. Jim, I think that concludes all the questions, you know, we would love to know about the digital dental notes. Is there something that you would like to tell our lovely audience?
Just that, I am thrilled from the bottom of my heart to be able to produce this new product for this new exam, and for it to be able to be global. I mean, to be, it'll go all over the world to help dental students. It's been my passion since day one when I created the dental decks, and now I'm very excited with the digital dental notes that hopefully will be helping many more people pass this new exam.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jim. We are very, very thankful. And to all our viewers, now you finally get to know who is the founder and father of Digital Dental Notes, someone who's helped us through our amazing journey. And I feel we're going to open this platform up to everyone in the comment section. So please feel free to subscribe, like, send us comments. Once you subscribe to the Digital Dental Notes, I'll put a link there. Please go ahead. You can purchase it online, like Dr. Jim said. As long as you have an internet access, you can read it. And in the comment section, please feel free to add your comments that what is it that you love about these new Digital Dental Notes? What is it that you would like to be added, anything, any opportunity, anything that, and I think both Dr. Jim and I are definitely going to look at the comments, and we would love to sit with Dr. Jim's team, who are great experts in their field. And, if that is something, there are things which everybody feels needs to be integrated or added, we can definitely think about it.
Absolutely, 100%. Very good.
I think we would love feedback from all of you. And Dr. Jim, I want to sincerely thank you once again for all your efforts in making this so successful journey for us. And thank you for making the digital dental notes now available to us, so we literally can carry it in our laptop, cell phone, or our tablets.
Yes, exactly. Thank you very much, Dr. Jasmine, for all you're doing.
Thank you, viewers. We will definitely stay in touch. Please pour all your love in the comment section. Share this with your friends so that everybody across the globe can take advantage of this opportunity. Read the new digital dental boards. And I wish all of you, both Dr. Jim and I wish all of you loads of success with the integrated national boards. And we all hope you can pass this exam.
Exactly.
Thank you all. You take care and stay tuned until our next video. Bye.
Bye-bye.